Hello everyone, I'm Pang5558 and I'm the founder of Bitcoin Wallet SG. We are the authorized reseller of Trezor and SafeBell in Singapore. Thank you for listening in again this week. And in this episode, we are going to touch on the topic of SEC charges against two largest centralized crypto exchange, Binance and Coinbase, as well as some possible scenarios that might happen down the road for the DeFi sector. I'm sure many of you have heard of the news by now that the SEC filed 13 charges against Binance, and these charges include operating an unregistered exchange, trading controls and oversight on the Binance US platform, and the unregistered offer and sale of securities. The SEC also charged Coinbase for operating as an unregistered security exchange and for the unregistered offer and sale of securities in connection with its staking as a service program. There's basically too many charges, and I've only listed some of the more prominent ones. And of course, subsequently on the 9th of June, just a few days ago, Robinhood announced that it will be delisting and ending support for three tokens that were named as security in the recent lawsuit by SEC, namely Matic, Cardano, and Solana. After the support stops on June 27, tokens left in the user's account will be automatically sold for market value, which is why these tokens dropped by more than 25% over the weekend, which also in turn affected the whole market. Over the weekend, I was hanging out with my family and some of my friends were tagging me to check the state of the market. When I opened up the app, I was kind of shocked because it was a sea of red. And actually, just last week, I was thinking of investing in Matic at around 77 cents, but thankfully, I haven't managed to pull the trigger yet. So definitely dodge a bullet here. So from all these events, right, we can observe that more of these exchanges, if they are located in the US or operating in the US, they are going to follow suit and comply with the SEC. In fact, these regulations might broaden to include decentralized finance, aka DeFi platforms. The SEC has proposed a rule change in April that will broaden the definition of exchanges to include platforms in the decentralized finance sector. One of the main concerns with the proposal is its potential impact on decentralized exchanges. The proposed changes, which were open for comment period in April, have been met with strong criticism from both the crypto and DeFi industry. However, if we take a step back and look forward to what might happen, if the DeFi platforms are considered security exchanges under the US law, they may be required to register with the SEC and comply with its regulations in future. And this could involve meeting standards for transparency, record keeping, and market manipulation prevention, and among other things. And one possible scenario that I can think of top of my head is that to comply with the regulations, some DeFi platforms may need to implement more centralized features. For example, they may need to perform Know Your Customer, KYC checks, or monitor transactions for potential illegal activities, both of which require some degree of central control. Regulations could also slow down the pace of innovation and development in the sector, meaning that we might see fewer new products and services being launched. Also, some DeFi platforms may also restrict access to their platforms for users in certain jurisdictions to avoid dealing with regulations, and particularly those based in the US. And I think we have been seeing with some of the NFT projects like the launch of ApeCoin. And with all I have said, I think it brings us to the point of self-custody and the importance of it. So with self-custody, you have complete control over your cryptocurrencies. And that means that you can interact freely with any DeFi platforms and decentralized exchange without being dependent on a centralized third party that might be subjected to new regulatory measures. And this could help you to sidestep some of the impacts on DeFi platforms. Self-custody is a key feature of decentralized systems. And if DeFi platforms were to move operations out of the US due to the new regulations, self-custody would also enable us to still interact with these platforms regardless of our location. But it is not all bad news for regulations, as regulatory oversight can help protect investors from fraud, market manipulation, and insolvency of platforms, which were very common in the previous bull market. Personally, I have been rug pulled by projects a couple of times in the last cycle, and certainly with better regulation, it would help to reduce these illegal activities, because most investors will not use a platform that's not registered with SEC. Furthermore, regulation can boost confidence among mainstream investors and institutions, potentially leading to increased adoption of DeFi and cryptocurrencies. When operating in a regulated environment, these entities will feel more secure in the knowledge that there is a legal framework to protect their investment. So, what do you think will happen in the next 1 year or 2 year? Do you think crypto will ever come back to all-time high with all the regulatory oversight? Leave your comment below, and as usual, share and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Have a great day.